As mentioned before, your illustrious nature is broadly observed between 1993 and 1996, when you had been serving as the chairperson of the University Council for Mbarara University, and in 1996 when you served as the Secretary General of the East African Women Parliamentary Association, and continued from 1996 to 1998 when you served as the Ugandan Minister of State for Regional Cooperation between Africa and Middle East, and with undiminished effort in the trajectory of practical leadership till 1998 to 1999, and from 1999 again to 2000, when you served as the Minister of State for Communication and Aviation, and as a Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, respectively. In the same way, you displayed conscientiousness in your position of speakership since 2011, when you ultimately became the Speaker of Parliament up to May 2020, and in all your successive positions in the country. Your contribution towards the country's development remains unquestionable, and you remain a country's key character that deserves infinite rewards as a woman of elegance. Oh, Rebecca, I could hear your whittling tone as you begged the opposition parties to pragmatize unity and begin causing her so as to elevate our country in a unilateral direction of growth and development that will get natives energized socially, economically, and politically. From a far distance, I could virtually watch you discarding the descending chill on those who think they are the solitary walkers in the shadows of life as they pass through the twilight of castigatory and captious illusions. Honorable, you've been an indispensable valor, and you will still remain celebrated for your gallantry in the nation, a trait that has safeguarded Ugandan from the impish look of the pontificating foreign nations who think we are the unitary survivors of foreign aids. In the rehash words of Okonkwo to his friend Obiereka is quoted from the context of the novel Things Fall Apart, written by an African author, Chinua Achebe, where Okonkwo asks his friend, where are the young suckers that will grow when the old banana tree dies? In the same way, I also ask you, who shall be those that will replace you when you retire from the country's leadership? You've exerted much effort and exploited your full potential in shaping the young politicians, though others have implicitly called you an austere leader, but never at one point did you respond anything that inflamed their anger. For little do they know that you are holistic censorious of knowledge. As Ibro approves your name as binding thus, the firmness of our country's leadership derives its basis from your efforts. You've always resisted Ugandans from being divided by diversity and permitted them to be united in diversity and equally share the common goals of the country. You've successfully defended the devastated cultures of different communities in the country from being scalded by the decisions of those who are moved and driven by the ways of modernity. It wounds my heart when I hear and see some members of the middle class acting so stodgy and frivolous without any sense of humor, yet they are the center of focus and particularity of others. I refer you as the greatest sovereign of your days, an astute parliamentarian filled with brisk and cheerful readiness whenever duty calls. As I conclude, I refer myself to a man wandering in the broad daylight, why a dream appeared to reign so terrible at night, as narrated in one of the works of Chinua Achebe.